Are you interested in importing a car from Japan into Canada? In this video, I'm going to go over the whole process as we are on our way to pick up our latest import. Alright, so we're on our way to the port of Halifax to pick up our latest JDM import, and on the way there, I'm going to explain all the steps that you might need to go through if you were to try and do the same. Okay, so for your first step in importing a vehicle from Japan, you're probably going to be looking online. Maybe you looked locally, you saw some cars, but they aren't quite what you're looking for. Maybe they're not the right engine transmission spec, but they give you the idea. And if you've seen my other videos, there's a lot of good reasons to import cars directly from Japan yourself. There are a lot of websites like Be Forward and Cars from Japan that just have all these cars listed and they're priced to get over here. A lot of those fees don't include customs, and there's no one that you can actually talk to support you. This is my 6th or 7th import. I use Brian at B-Pro, really good guy, really straightforward. For his fee, he handles everything, all the stress, and then we just go and pick it up and bring it to register it, which is what we're doing today. So if you look online, you can go through his website. He's got a great new way of searching through the auctions. You can give him a fee, pay him his fee, and have him help you search through the auctions for things that fit your criteria, whether you want a very specific year, make, model, engine, drivetrain, features. And then if there is one that comes up in the auction in the next couple days, he'll send you pictures, he'll text you the information and say, is this one that you would be interested in bidding on? What would be your limit? And then the day of the auction, he can send someone that works nearby that particular auction house. There's companies that in Japan that do this, where they, as an independent person for a fee, will go and inspect the vehicle and take pictures of any defects mentioned in the inspection sheet, start it, listen to it, talk to the auction house that did the initial inspection, and they will report back anything that might be of concern. And when Brian does these for people that are interested, about half of them end up being ones that people say, you know, let's maybe pass on this one. It's not exactly the way I want it. We'll wait a little bit, we'll find another one. I know I've done it a few times with the various vehicles. This one, for instance, is the third one that we actually looked at and sent someone to look at. And that's just all included in Brian's fee. So it takes a lot of the stress of sending a lot of money to someone and having to wait a few months for the vehicle to show up. You tell him your max and what you can afford to pay to get it to you, and he'll do the math on what you can bid up to. And if you win it, great. He also has a lot of inventory already over there with a set price. So lots of options to choose from at any given time. But when you have something chosen and you've won it at auction and it's now yours in Japan waiting, maybe it's at USS Tokyo, the auction there, it may take a few weeks to get on a boat if it's directly to Vancouver. It may take a couple months at the longest if it's to the East Coast, because the shipping schedule all the way to Halifax, going from Japan west to Halifax, is not nearly as frequent a boat. This vehicle, for instance, took us almost 5 months to get here. So a couple months waiting for the boat, a couple months on the boat, and a couple weeks with customs. Today's the day we're picking it up. So Brian will handle that for you and get the vehicle to you and through customs, which is nice. Then it falls into your hands, and the things you're going to have to take care of are insurance. A little bit more difficult with the JDM vehicle. A lot of insurance companies don't want to touch them because the parts are not necessarily common to here. They just don't want to fix them if anything happens to them. So I choose vehicles that aren't quite as valuable and then just do basic liability insurance. Very important for us to not crash into things. That way it's not that expensive, it's easy to get. We have to go through a facility for that basic insurance. But you have to sort insurance and get that ready, because the day of pickup, if you're driving it back from the port, you're going to need to go and get yourself a temporary permit to drive it back at your own registration office. I picked them up in Halifax, so I stop on the way to the port into an Access, Nova Scotia, $13.50 or whatever it is, and grab one of those to stick on the window to drive it back. After it clears customs, you're going to get an envelope with all the documents pertaining to the ownership. sent to your house, and then you can go pick it up, which is what we are doing today. So on pickup day, you've got your temporary registration. You pull up to the pickup point in Eastern Passage. You'll have gotten an email about all this from Brian about where to pick it up and when to schedule an appointment. You're gonna have all your documents with you to bring, and you're gonna go pick up your vehicle. It is going to be low on gas. You're gonna need to get gas right away, and it may have a dead battery because they've been in transport so long, not moving. Odds are the battery's going to be dead. So I got jumper cables with me. You can bring a boost pack, get it started, and with your temp permit on the windshield, drive it directly to the nearest gas station, fill it up, and you're good to head home. If your province is like mine, New Brunswick, you're going to need a provincial inspection before you can register it. So our temp permit is for the day. I scheduled my safety inspection for the same day, and fingers crossed it doesn't need anything. Odds are vehicles are actually usually very well maintained in Japan. If you're going with like a grade 3.5, 4, 4.5, so far my luck has been that they haven't really needed anything. Some provinces do require that you install daytime running lights. In New Brunswick, my mechanic seems to interpret it as if it's over 15 years old, it's like kind of classic car rules. You're just drive with your headlights on. You don't necessarily need to install daytime running lights, but that will vary by province and potentially even by mechanic, depending how they interpret the rules. But haven't been pulled over yet, so seems like it's been okay. Just keep your headlights on. All right, so a roll-on, roll-off boat is what cars are transported with, just like that one. And then I guess this is where they're dropped off initially. A lot of new cars come this way. Some importers send them in containers, but they're not as safe that way. So we're just pulling in. Apparently the spot is just up here. This is the first time I've gotten it sent westward via boat. Here it is. 2008 Toyota Velfire, all-wheel drive, 2GR V6, 280 horsepower, 45,500 kilometers on it. This is a grade 4.5 car. 8-seater. We didn't get the really fancy airport style, like luxury jet style seats in here. So 3 there, 3 in the back. They fold up to the side. So when you get to a place like this, if it came directly here, you may need to get your, maybe need to pay a bill on your bill of lading for the shipping company. We had a $124 bill to pay to pick this up. And now it's released to us. Their temp permit in the window. We're gonna drive back, check the oil, tires all look good, and first stop, gas station. So it's been a couple weeks. We've got the vehicle registered. It's all insured and everything like that. It's plated, it's all good. I do have to clean off all the markings on the windshield from the shipping still, and I'm gonna put it up on the hoist and have a look underneath, and let's just inspect it and see what we have, what we've got for importing this vehicle from Japan. It's pretty cool. It drives really good. It's very, very nice inside. We've done a full proper review. I'll do a full review video later when we're more familiar with it and can actually have good commentary on the vehicle. But so far, all positive. We love it. All right, we got the Velfire up on the hoist. Let's have a look underneath. So far, I mean, for a 2008, that's all fine. All the areas you care about so far. Let's head further underneath. Look good. Oh yeah, I would call this rust-free. No drips or wet shocks. Let's check out the front. Yeah, I mean, that's not that bad. Like, it's gotten wet before, but this has not lived where there's salt. If this is 18 years old. Very happy. I like this.